Hey guys, welcome to Isaiah's Reviews, and today I'll be reviewing something extremely special for this channel. This is a first look at Ranvoo towel warmer, but it's not just a towel warmer. No. It's a UV light killer. 99% of bacteria will be killed off your towel. I just got out of the shower, thus the wet head. This is my wet towel, and it can fix to the wall with 3M adhesive pads and some liquid nails, but I don't know anything about like the longevity of this product. I know that I was given a brief detail, and I'll give you the detail I was given upon convincing to, I guess, just take it or whatever. But it says, let every day feel like a spa day. It improves hygiene. Like, this is kind of true. It's one of the things that attracted me to it like right away, because it's for a decade. I read an article a long time ago in my 20s that talked about wet towels and how people use them way too long and too many times, and you actually put bacteria back onto the skin that can cause odors and all this other junk to grow on your skin. It's just not good to reuse your towels like that. I know people in dorm rooms, people that are young in apartment complexes, whenever you don't want to wash towels and stuff every other day, this is a very common practice to just hang it, let it dry, and reuse it again later. This, in my mind, would be fantastic for dorms, apartments, or anything like that, because you can dry and sanitize your towels every single day, every time you use them. So when you grab them, they're fresh and good to reuse again, and you don't have to add more of a laundry load to the list. You don't have to go as frequent to do your clothes. So I think if it remotely works like it should work, I don't see why it wouldn't do it. We're in business. We're in a good product, so kudos. And the Kickstarter is doing very well too, so I'll leave a link to that down in the YouTube description. Make sure to go check that out, because there's a ton of specs. They have a good layout, a good strong information area there for how their product works, how much it'll cost you, like maybe max $2 a month to run this thing every day. So it's very efficient. There's 2 fans on the end that pull the air in, cascade it down, and then the UV light comes on. But we'll get into all that when we look at the product. I'm just going to read over this and make sure I don't miss anything. Nah, I don't think I missed anything. Built-in UV lights, 99% at killing germs, saves on energy, a small footprint, high capacity. It says it includes the hooks. Mine didn't come with any hooks, but yours will. I'm sure it will. It's got a touch panel on the side of it, which you can choose a few options. Works in 3 modes. Automatic is one of the modes, so you can just kind of set it and forget it. Yeah, it's got some fail-safe security features in here, which it does. I briefly looked in there, and the cool thing is where you plug it in at, it will actually fault out there on the plug itself. So it has one of those GFCIs, whatever it's called, built into the power plug. So that's great that it has that. So you should be good to go and safe on that end of it. But this is coming from me, speaking from my own experiences, and don't take everything I say absolutely serious, because I don't need a lawsuit. Okay, so this is the Ranvoo towel warmer right here. This is the box. I'll explain why I'm sitting in the floor shortly. It doesn't use that much power consumption. I was kind of surprised by that. All the specs, like I said, will be in the YouTube description, so make sure to go check that out and then come back and watch this if you want to. I would do that if I were you. So when you open this up, boom, you're greeted with, ta-da, enjoy a smart and healthy lifestyle. I added the style, it said life. This did come in a sleeve. I did plug it up just to make sure it worked, because I wasn't going to go through all this setting up the camera and stuff if it didn't work. So I just checked that out and make sure it worked. So here are the 3M little sticky pads that you get with the liquid nails, and you'll just put 1, 2, 3 pads and then fill in with liquid nails and just stick it on the wall and hold it, get a bubble level. I would get a bubble level, level that up, come in, whoop, and sit there and just hold it for a little bit. And it's pretty light, it'll stick, and that should work with hanging clothes and garments from the hooks and stuff, because you can do that as well. You can hang, say you run out, you get your shirt wet, well, you can just hang this from one of the included hooks, not mine, but included in yours, and just dry your wet shirt and sanitize it as well, and you don't have to go through the whole laundry process. So you'll save a buck or two for your laundry bill. And here it is. Yeah. Okay. So here is the beast. Here is the little GFCI thing there. So it's got a reset, test light, and all that good stuff on it. And you can mount this to the wall here so your little kiddos won't plug it out of the wall and mess with it, and plus it'll be safe and sound. What I am going to do, well, let me talk about this first. Here is the fans. Now you see that carbon? I believe they have a carbon coil that is like it looks like a huge bulb, like a light strip bulb. That's the heating element inside there. Hope you can really see that. That's like a carbon, a little twine like curled around there. That's your heating element. That saves a lot of money. It's really efficient at heating and stuff. And here is your UV lights right there. So this will point straight down. Here's the flat piece where you'll bond it to your wall like permanent, because one of the reasons why I didn't want to do that, I'm going this route sitting in the floor here, is because I'm going to mount this here to my clothing, my lower clothing rack in my master closet, and really test this out for like a month. I don't have that kind of time because I think there's like 18 days or 17 days or something left on the Kickstarter. So this is a first look at it, an operation breakdown, and what my first impressions are of the product, and whether or not I would kind of recommend it based on that is what this is solely going to be about. But I was all about like, yeah, let's stick it on the wall, because I am so obsessed with this whole thing here, because you know, a decade ago, I've always been really apprehensive of reusing towels just because of the article I read. So finally, there's something here in my hands. And the wife was like, do you even know if it works? Do you even know if you like it? I don't want that on my wall. To have this amount of a section here, you'd have to rip off, you know, and the paint and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, whatever, we'll try it out. And I kept thinking, well, what can I do? And there's an outlet right over here, so I can zip tie this to the bottom shelf in my master closet on my side, of course, and just really give it a test run. And if we like it as a household, then I'm going to do the whole sticky pad and liquid nails up there, or I may even come up with a better clamping method, like something to come around and hold this where I can slide this in and slide it out, and it only take up whole spots, because I can fill little holes and paste that over and paint that over better than I can puttying a whole section, rectangle section of wall, whenever this is going to be replaced or removed or whatever. So I'm just going to try to come up with a way to mount the thing separate than what they've included. But that is the only thing that I have fault with, is that I would have liked to have had just typical, you know, 6 holes, 4 holes or whatever to mount this thing up, and just do it the traditional way with drywall anchors or something like that. I personally, because that would have been easier just to fill those holes and paint back over it instead of the sticky stuff. But I'm rambling on. Let me get this mounted up, and we'll try my wet towel out from my shower I just had, and then we'll go through it together, the whole process. So we've got a clean install with 3 zip ties. That thing is on there pretty good. So if you do happen to live in an apartment or something like that where you can't really mount this thing, look at the top rack or bottom rack and then plug it in right there. And here you can see that that's working pretty good. But yeah, the install super quick. I think it's super quick either this way or the other way, the permanent way. I say that would be a permanent way. Here are the controls, and here you see your timer. You can just sterilize, you can dry, or you can just put it in auto and it automatically goes through the whole sequence and do itself. But then there's the auto time. So you have 1 to 3 hours that you can do this through its steps. Or I just took this completely out of timer just now. So you can just straight up do auto, and it's going to go for as long as it needs to go, okay? And right here where the UV lights is, there's a sensor back here. You see that? Boom! Whenever something's draped over this, it knows. So don't think it's not working. It's just like a sensor, and it casts out a good amount of light. Let's check this out in the dark. All right, this is in the dark. I hope you can see this, but it is filling the entire corner with this blue light. So it would definitely cascade down any kind of garment and stuff like that and do its thing on that UV side of it. I could see it stretching out quite a bit. I think anything you would hang off this, that should do the trick, which surprised me. I didn't know if that was enough light to do it, but yeah, totally enough. Here's my actual towel from taking a shower just moments ago. Gonna drape this over that. Boom, boom. That's pretty equal and on there, so I'm just gonna go power and switch over to auto and let that go. So you've got 3 modes of auto, drying, sterilize, and then you could put each one of those in a timed position there, 1, 2, or 3 hours. So I'm just going to let it run in complete auto, and whenever this thing is finished, we'll come back and see if it's really dry or not, because I can feel some stuff, some air, a little bit of air coming through the bottom. I'm really close to your face. And so this is pretty cool. Before I forget, the way the graph shows it on the Kickstarter is there's 2 fans here and here that suck in. There's vents on the side, so the air comes in from the sides and then goes across that heating element and down. So it's a nice low energy, and you can test to see if each fan is working, if something's up, by just putting your hand over it. You can hear and feel it, so it's not too loud. I'll put my mic up to it and I'll be real quiet for you. Not really loud at all. It's nothing. It can run while you're sleeping, and you can sleep right next to it. I feel like it wouldn't bother you. So this has been a few hours now, and it is bone dry. So I was worrying about, like, okay, what about the tops here? But you feel the heat and the dry air that comes across the top as well as projecting down. So it blows down, and then somehow the radiant heat is able to curve around the top. And this is absolutely bone dry. I was worried about the flaps over, that you would have to flip these over underneath itself because of the length of this is just a standard size, so my towel was wider. So it got that completely dry. The folds are completely dry, which is a plus. It's now in like this sanitizing light stage, so I can see my hand. You can't see it probably, but I can see my hand. I'll turn out the light right quick, and we'll just see if you see the blue radiating through the towel. I don't know if that comes through or not, but I can see it through the towel coming down and projecting down to the floor and all around it. The wall on the right side over there, I see it. So it is legit, in my opinion, doing the sanitizing function that it claims to do, because I can see the light piercing through. And when I put my hand down here, I can see the light coming through the fold of the towel. So I don't know about the sanitizing above the light itself, so there'll be a few inches, 3 or 4 inches on the top that it's probably obviously not going to sanitize, but that appears to dry pretty quick. So it's doing the best that it can possibly do, I believe, given like what it is. So you need to have your expectations geared correctly. But yeah, I think it's kind of doing what it advertises it does, which is pretty cool. Oh, just to clarify from some specs, because I looked through the manual and I was like, whoa, I better mention this. 130 watts is its rated power here. IPX4. You do get the towel warmer, the adhesive, the pads, and the liquid nails. You're supposed to get 2 hooks with it, and mine did not come with 2 hooks. You need to wait 48 to 72 hours, dependent on the time of the year. So if it's in the winter time, it says 72 hours in the winter, and then 48 hours in the rest of the months for this glue and all that stuff to adhere and set up before you use it. But it works on everything. Like, you can use the hooks and hang socks, shoes, whatever else you might have going on that you can figure out to put onto this thing and actually use, you can use it. So it's kind of it's a workhorse that doesn't just do your towels, clothes. You can put anything else underneath it to dry or sanitize, which is really cool. And I think this is something, if I had a college student or a kid, young adult kid or something like that, I would get them one of these as a gift for sure. And I'm actually going to use it on my towels. So this towel is completely on its way to being completely sanitized, but it's completely dry. And so the next time I use it, it's like getting a perfectly brand new towel, which is pretty impressive for the amount of power consumption that it uses to get to this point. So you can see it on the Kickstarter. It breaks down the power consumption, your typical usage, your monthly cost, and all that without having to kick on a big old dryer. So that's pretty cool. I like it. So make sure to explode on that subscribe button and ding that dong. And make sure to go down into the YouTube description and click on the link and go there and check this out and just read all the stuff, all the goody information that they give you. And I really like it. So hopefully the wife will let me permanently mount it. See ya.